MS Talks 2.0, Let's Discuss Facts, a series brought to you by Novartis. A lifelong neurological condition, multiple sclerosis is a disease that affects the brain and spinal cord, causing a wide range of potential symptoms. MS has many sufferers, but is still very much misunderstood. Today we have a story to inspire. Here to help us understand MS and breaking the news to friends and family, we have MS Ambassador Sultan Alshamsi on Breaking the MS News. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
We really appreciate your time. Can you first of all, as an MS Ambassador, tell us what was the discovery like for you?
I discovered MS in 2013 to 14, and that's the time that I had symptoms, I would say, like very, very weird symptoms. For example, having my half body paralyzed and being tired all the day, having a fatigue, not a normal fatigue, because you go to sleep tired and you wake up tired, the same. And I thought maybe there is nothing at that time, but when it started to be more aggressive, like I started to feel something in my head, and I started to have a blurry eye, I would say. Like I started to visit the doctors, and maybe for, I would say, 1 year from here to there, they were checking everything, but not MRI. They were like, "You're fine, there is nothing." And to the point that one doctor actually proposed that maybe I need to go to psychology doctor because maybe it's all in my brain. And I was like, wow, okay. After that, I met a doctor. I insisted on doing an MRI. And at that time, he found out, like, you know what, there is something. And I felt so relieved. Like normally, when you tell somebody there is something in your brain, he'll be scared. But I remember at that time, I was so relieved, like, thank God, there is something. Yes, tell me, it's fine. Whatever it is, tell me. But at least I'm not crazy. I know there is something. It was like, okay, this is multiple sclerosis. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He started to explain as best as he can. And at that time, like, I was still in university. The way he explained it, he was like, do you study? I was like, yeah, I'm continuing my bachelor now. And okay, are you married? I was like, yeah. You're working? I'm like, yes. He's like, okay, I think you need to drop either work or university. I was like, for what purpose? He's like, you know, MS will lead to some disabilities, and the more you do things and the more you work, it's gonna be hard on you. And actually, I did drop university at that time. Because you as a patient, and you know nothing about MS, you have 100% like believe in your doctor. That's it. You only know your doctor, and you will listen whatever he says. Like, you want to survive this. What is this? This is something weird. And with time, I started to know more. I start reading. I start meeting people who actually have MS, and I remember like watching somebody who's 80 years old, and this guy is playing tennis. I'm like, you have multiple sclerosis? How? They told me, like, I will reach this age and that's it. Then I'm like, okay. So I started to know, like, symptoms are different from each person to person. But once you know, and I believe anybody with MS will really relate to this. They will understand what I'm saying. Once you know your lifestyle, you know what triggers you, you know what makes you tired, you know what makes you okay, you know what make a day good for you. You know tomorrow you're gonna be tired. We have some things like triggers, I would say. It's different. Try to shape your life. Try to shape your life around them. Not away from them, no, around them. It's fine. Like, for example, I remember when I first start reading about it, they were saying like, oh, you can go blind. And at that time, I had no kids. And when I first had my first child born, she was a girl, Nora. I was crying, and my mother is like, "Oh, you're happy because you have a kid." I'm like, "No, I'm happy because I can still see her." I'm like, I was living in fear. What is this? With all lies. But actually, it's not lies. It's just they put all the symptoms, It doesn't mean you will have them. And for you, you know your body better than anyone. Explain to your doctor. Try to have a daily schedule for yourself. Nowadays, we know what's healthy, what's not healthy, what type of regime can go with you, and what type of medication you can use. So I would say try, don't never give up. Don't think that this makes you look bad or it's a shame, or it's nothing like that at all. It's nothing like that at all. Don't waste your time.
There is a lot of confusion about MS. So what was your educational journey like to know more?
Well, what I did was the best thing you can do is meet people who have MS, and either by online or by asking and searching, you will meet and you will see many people who are like I told you, like I saw a guy who's in his 80s. He's playing tennis. He have multiple sclerosis. I was like, okay, this is weird. This doesn't match what I'm reading in Google, for example. There is something wrong there. And once you start reading about it and knowing more, meeting people who have MS, you will see that it's different from person to person, but doesn't mean stop your life. It doesn't mean stop your life. I'm happy to say that I came back to university and I finished my bachelor.
Amazing.
Do not stop your life for something like this. It's something unexpected. You cannot control it, but at least you know the external factors that can affect it. So control that, and you will do good.
But if people are learning about MS for the first time and they're struggling, because I know that if we can Google something, we see all of the symptoms and it's panic mode on. Do you have any tips for helping people manage that panic?
I would say try to get the information from a source you trust. From a source you trust. It's okay to panic. It's okay to be scared. This is normal. But just know you will not have all the symptoms, hopefully, and you will hopefully be fine. Maybe there is nothing as well. Just have a validated source of information, your doctor or a community, people who have MS, and you will see there is different.
You're sitting before us today. You look very healthy, very well.
Thank you.
How does MS affect people differently?
MS affects people differently. Yani for example, now you're saying you look okay, you look amazing, but actually I have it's hard for me to balance. Like my balance is not 100%, and if I walk long miles or something, I'll need a cane to walk. So it's different. And I know another person who I remember he was in a wheelchair. He was in a wheelchair when I met him, and he started swimming, just swimming. After maybe 3 months when I met him, the guy is walking fine. So this is the thing about MS. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. You never know.
So it's nearly invisible in some cases.
Exactly.
So if you're in a workplace situation and you have to tell your colleagues that you have MS, how do you approach that?
This is a very, very, very important factor because we cannot control the internal factors for MS. External, there are two major things, your family and your work, because you are either here or here, and you need an environment that and support your needs. You need an environment that understand what's going on with you. So I would say don't hide it. Reach to them. Try to have a good environment. Hopefully no stress will be there.
Is there any way that you can suggest advice for balancing work life and family life and whatever other pressures people might have?
Yes, I would say you know your body more than anyone. So you know your capacity. It's different from person to person. Do your work as needed. Do not overheat your body. Do not overwork yourself. These are all things that it can backfire on you. And know that this is something hard. I know it's hard, but it shows that how strong you are, how brave you are, not knowing what's gonna happen tomorrow, not knowing what's gonna happen after tomorrow. It's tough, I know, but only the brave can do this.
How important is it to know the MS community here in the UAE? Because as you said, when you found out, there wasn't any information, there wasn't a community, and that's changed a lot. So how important is it for you to be involved in that community?
It makes a huge, huge difference, because many people who have MS, they have like they are shy, or they think it's something shame, so they will not approach their work or their partner or their friends or this. So now you have ways to connect. Like, for example, I know there are seminars that comes, and you can connect without even saying your name. If you're a shy person, just connect and listen. You'll say, for what? Connect and listen. When you hear another person who have MS sharing his symptoms, you will feel like, oh, okay, I have the same. So it's fine for me. And with time, it's gonna be okay for you. You're gonna join meetings, you're gonna talk about it more, you're gonna share it, then hopefully you will be proud of it as well.
Thank you so much. Such strong advice there. Share your story, don't be afraid, and there is a large community here in the UAE. Thank you so much. Sultan Alshamsi is an ambassador for MS. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Casey.